The site of the 14th National Model A Ford Rally was the historic town of Windsor in New South Wales. It was during Lachlan Macquarie's appointment as Governor of New South Wales that the townships of Windsor and Richmond grew in importance. Many of the early buildings have been restored to their former glory. Today the area is the home of the largest RAAF base in Australia, although it still maintains its agricultural heritage. Rally headquarters was at the Hawkesbury Showgrounds. As usual, most of the entrants arrived on Thursday, eager for the rally to begin. On Friday morning, the traditional concours judging commenced. Again this year, the standard of restoration was very high, and the judges had a very difficult task deciding the winners. Touring class again attracted a fine array of slightly modified Model A's. While those involved in concours remained at the showground, many entrants took advantage of the half-day tours. One tour went through the lower Blue Mountains to Currajong Village, while the other tour was to Penrith Lakes. Penrith Lakes are the venue for the Sydney 2000 Olympic rowing competition. The removal of sand and gravel from the area to supply the building needs of Sydney is helping in the creation of these constructed lakes. When the project is finished in 2010, 3 lakes will have been constructed, as well as a wetland wildlife refuge. Also, flooding along the lower reaches of the Hawkesbury will be dramatically reduced. Easter Saturday, and the mandatory run travelled a scenic route through many of the turf farms of the area to the lookout where Arthur Streeton painted one of his famous landscapes of the region. Next stop was Ebenezer, to look at the oldest church in Australia. Built in 1809 and still used today, the church is steeped in history. The surrounding cemetery contains the graves of some of the settlers from the First Fleet, as well as the earliest settlers to the area. The final destination on Saturday's tour was the Australiana village at Wilberforce. Greeting us was a fine array of food and a great place for a picnic. Australiana Village is a collection of many old buildings of the area, brought together and assembled into a typical village of the 1800s. The village is built around Rose Cottage, which stands on its original site and was of particular interest to one of the South Australian entrants, Lloyd Russell. This home was the birthplace of his great-great-grandmother. She was the first child born of a free settler in the colony of New South Wales. Assembled on the village green were 160 Model A Fords, possibly the largest gathering ever in Australia. Sunday was open day. The public display consisted of all the Model A's assembled in rings, the 5 Olympic rings, as well as 2 larger rings. One of the larger rings displayed the many and varied makes and models of Fords manufactured over the years. A large assortment of craft was on display and available for sale. Many took advantage of the bargains on offer. Some very informative technical seminars were also held on Sunday. with many useful tips given on improving performance and keeping your Model A in peak condition. Another event attracting a great deal of interest was the engine rebuilding competition. Certainly a fun event, with competition keen between the states. The quickest time recorded was 3 minutes 31 seconds by a team from Victoria. Congratulations! The trophy presentation dinner was held at the Hawkesbury Showground Sunday evening. The decorated hall was highlighted with a magnificent half-scale replica of a Model A chassis made entirely from timber. The chassis, made by Neville Jones from New South Wales, took over 7 months to make and is a wonderful example of woodcraft.
Driver award. The winner is from South Australia.
I'd just like to say to everybody here who are the organisers of this association, thank you very much again for a wonderful rally. It's been very much a pleasure to be able to drive to Canberra, bring our daughter from there for her to drive up here, and thank you so much for a really wonderful rally.
Is the longest distance driven to the rally. Would our Model A member from Northern Territory, and he's travelled from Katherine via Mount Isa, St George and Bathurst, please make him welcome to that longest distance driven, 4,000 kilometres.
Thanks to everybody, it's been a great rally, 4,000 k's, we're halfway there.
Always keenly contested, it creates a lot of interest, especially in somebody else's misfortune. A little side issue here, our thanks go to Ernie Minigazio, who just happened to have that spare motor lying under his bench, just waiting to use it for this rally. First problem, water pump was leaking. Happens often. Second problem, generator stopped working, bit smoky, got that fixed. Third problem, start motor got damaged when the rod went through the side of the block on both sides. But we got here, towed the last 100 miles with an 8 frame. Please make welcome entrant number 37, Len Lorraine Barnhall from Gippsland in Victoria.
There's a lot of people I personally would like to thank, but there's too many names to remember. All those involved, there's one that I can't forget. I'm sure all of you remember doing one way or another. It's a great bloke, and just thanks to everybody involved, and I'm just glad we can continue on in this rally and not have to have it interrupted in any other way. And on the Friday morning as we went to go and take the car around to Dennis's place, we had a flat tire. Thanks for your hospitality, and we'll see you in Canberra, no doubt.
introduction of the touring class in 1992 has created a new interest for those not wishing to enter concourse. Number 93. The year is 1929. The body style is a Tudor. It's coloured in Arabian sand and the state is Queensland. It's from Clary Hoffman.
I don't really know what to say, but this is magic. Thank you.
The first award is the best commercial. The winner, entrant number 91. The year is 1928. The body style is a pickup. It's the colour green. It's from New South Wales and it's Les Booth.
I won't take long, but I'd like to thank Mr. Mal Bradley, who's our obvious Chairman of Breakfast tonight, Dennis Ashton, our rally director. I'd like to thank everybody who turned up here tonight. I think it's really great. Everybody from every state. It's just wonderful to see our own model forwards all on the road. What more can you say than just roll on, fellas? That's great. Thank you.
We'll move now to 28-29 closed. The winner is entrant number 7. Year is 1929. The body style is a coupe. The colour is green. From New South Wales, Stephen Bradley.
Just being told to pack my bags and get.
The next award is the 30-31 Open. The winner is entrant number 187. The year is 1930. The body style is a roadster. The colour is biscuit. The state is New South Wales. And it's restored by Mr. Terry Bullock.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Model A Car Club is a great club. Most of you probably know I've only been in a short time. I went to Adelaide and had a wonderful time, and I thought, well, I should buy an old car and get into this. I bought this old car and I pulled it to pieces, and I didn't know how to put it back together. And the people I've rung up and the times that I've rung them in the club, I've got to thank them because they've shown me the way. Dennis Ashton, one night we started the car up, black smoke everywhere, rang up Mal Bradley, you do this, that fixed it. Couldn't get the damn thing to run properly, rang up Walt Griffin, you do this. So many, many thanks.
The next award is the 30-31 closed. The winner is entrant number 49. The year is 1930. The body style is a sedan. The colour is burgundy. The state is New South Wales. It was restored by Mr. Charlie Musco.
I'd just like to thank all the sponsors and the committee and all their helpers and all the Model A family who make it such a really wonderful rally. Thank you very much.
The next award is the Blue Ribbon. This class was compiled for past concourse winners. The winner is entrant number 135. The year is 1930. The body style is a coupe. The colour is green. The state is New South Wales and restored by Jeff Smith.
Thank you, Mal. And I'd just like to say, on behalf of the North Coast fellas right up in Wollongbar, it's only nearly 600 mile away, we'd like to congratulate a 4-day movement of New South Wales and those who have been participating here to make this a splendid weekend. And it's run so smoothly, and I think we should congratulate New South Wales for the extra effort they put into it. Thank you all.
Our final award, the overall concourse. Winner is Entrant number 7, 1929, body style Court, colours green, New South Wales, Stephen Bradley.
Well, each time I'd like to thank Dad for all his technical advice he gave me. Also Wal, wherever you are. Thanks, Wal. And Mum for putting up with all the dummies with. Thanks.
On Monday, many of the interstate members took advantage of the bus trip around Sydney. The first stop was at the Sydney 2000 Olympic site at Homebush, with the tour continuing over the Glebe Island Bridge and through the city to arrive at Circular Quay to catch the ferry to Manly. After lunch, the tour went on to the harbour's North Head for a spectacular view of Sydney. While some were away enjoying themselves, the New South Wales members had cleaned out the hall, and so another successful Model A National Rally came to an end. All that was left to do was get home. For some, it's more than a day's run. Canberra, Australia's national capital, the home of our federal government, where we can always be guaranteed rational debate.
Deceitful, dishonest buffoon! You are a dishonest and dishonourable man! The decision is just dumb, dumb, dumb.
But Canberra has a lot more to offer than that. Here are a few items that the 15th National Model A Ford Rally will guarantee. No politicians, great weather, Canberra has more sunshine than the Gold Coast, an opportunity to renew friendships, and a great Model A rally to celebrate 70 years of the Model A Ford in Australia. So please join us. Canberra will be great in '98.